Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, I'm Eric. And when do I get my hot girl summer? You know? It's not going to cut it for me to just go get a hard seltzer and sip on that. That's not going to give me my hot girl summer. I've got a higher standard. I do not regard myself as the baddest bitch in the room until I've done the following tonight. Until I have completed my hand animation tool. And doing that requires me to do just a few remaining things, just a few remaining tasks. By the way, little context. I'm making a game. This is a live coding session. I'm going to start out with a demo, a recent progress. That's the basic format of all these live coding sessions. And I'm going to go right into writing code inside of Unity. You're going to see some C# code. You're going to see some 3D models of Handz, and that's what I do. And my schedule's pretty consistent. You can see it on the screen. You can see it on the Twitch channel in the little profile channel place. I've got a little thing that says my schedule. And you can figure out, if you're watching this as a recording, when you might want to join me live. Or just watch the recordings too. That's fine. All right. So what is going to give me my hot girl summer? I gotta finish this shit up. See, it's not about acting empowered. It's about being empowered. It's about actually having power, and that's what I want to have at the end of the session. The power to animate hands, save them to a file that persists. Load those files inside of the game engine, play back the animations. All that happening within the next 3 to 17 hours. I'm going to go so hardcore in this. I'm going to go total Mr. Meeseeks. If I don't have it done by dinner time, I'm going to eat dinner, and when I'm done with dinner, I'm going to sneak back off to here. I'm going to say, sorry, sweetie, I just really got to do this one thing. I've got this project. I have to finish it. I'll watch TV with you a little bit later. I'll be there in a second. I just got to get this fucking thing done tonight because I got to have my momentum going back into the game. This is a tool that feeds into the game. All right. So obviously, if I keep talking about too much, I'm not achieving my purpose of working on it and getting it done. So let's do a quick demo. Quick demo. Show you where we're at. This thing is a tool that authors hand animations that correspond to audio dialogue, characters dialogue, speech, and what I have is a list here of gestures. These are separate small animations that combine together in the larger animation, and I have like a timeline where I can enter in gestures I want to occur at certain points in the audio. What you see underneath here is a representation of the audio file that goes along with the dialogue, and the yellow lines are selected points for animations to be inserted at. They're selected automatically by analysis of the wave output. When I have a period at one of these yellow points, a little bump animation will be played. I'll show you.
You are special. I say that to all my creatures, but truly...
The bump animation is like the most minor little clue that something's happening, but the gestures is where the magic's at. So if I edit this and I put an F here, that corresponds to the double forward gesture. So I hit play. Oops.
You are special.
No, a bug. Not a bug. A bug. It's overriding the animation when I hit play. So I have to add that to my list of things to do. I regressed in the functionality earlier. But basically there is an animation that should play there, and with some changes I made last night, it's not playing. So I'll fix that first of all. This here, Prev Clip and Next Clip, these are buttons that currently have no functionality. They need to select wave files that are available in persistent storage and load them in. That also I'm going to do tonight. So all these things, I'm going to do them tonight. I keep saying that with such confidence. I will be a broken man if I fail to achieve the things that I've said I'm going to do. Broken. Absolutely broken. Mr. Meeseek's broken. Alright, get to bug fixing. Fix this bug. The bug that does not retain the gesture that I put into the timeline when I hit play.
M.
Okay, I know why. Clear. So I had added this bit of code here, and I think I can simply pass in the codes. I can pass in their gesture codes to be used, and then instead of overwriting it with the generated animation, it will use ones that are passed in. I think that will fix that bug. Could be wrong. Okay, let us play. So now I put the F, I hit play.
M. U.
Worked. Okay, so continuing the demo a little bit. You are special. I think here is where special is said, and so I'm going to put M for magical, which will make the hands kind of do a little magical jazz finger type thing. And then over here I say that to all my creatures, which is the start of another gesture which I call MAK, or MLK Jr. where he starts going to the left to kind of add a little suspense for a point he's about to make, and then over here the character says, but you truly are extra special, and that's the second half of the MLK Jr. gesture. Okay. But then I want to have M, U. U is pointing towards you, pointing forward, like pointing at the person when you say you. You are special. Say that to all my creatures, but truly, you are extra special. I have great plans for you is the next line, and that is triumphant poems. I have great plans for you, and then he switches tone to be a little more caring. And that's the... Okay, so then his hands come back down, clasped together. By the way, how are you feeling? G is for generous, palm straight up. So let me play that.
M. You are special. I say that to all my creatures, but truly, you are extra special. I have great plans for you. By the way, how are you feeling?
So that's it. That's how animation is authored. Okay, next on the agenda, loading wave files from persistent storage, as opposed to setting them in the inspector, and using this prev and next navigation to move between clips. That's what I'm going to do next. I'm making good time already. I fixed a bug very fast. Okay, so the wave file gets loaded currently. Put this audio clip here. Do I just want to delete it? I know it's going away. Whoa. Since I have so much code in this class already, I'm going to create a new class that's just in charge of loading loading those clips. It's going to be my favorite kind of class, a static class. Okay, clip, navigator. A thing I can do that might be kind of really super easy compared to maybe a more performant way of doing it is just load in all the clips right at the beginning. Okay, so let me think in terms of doing that. I like that. I like simple code. I like not having a bunch of state to worry about. There'll be one asynchronous load at the beginning, and when it's done, I'll have it. Clips. Okay. Okay, and then there'll be clip new. Okay. And then public. Load all. Public. Do I want to do it this way? Bool is loaded. I think that works. I think that's an okay way to do it. And do it this way. Next. Prev. Okay, and suppose this audio clips equals. Yeah, let's do this. No. Suppose I gotta set this properly. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so selected clip now. In fact, do it this way. I was like putting the iterator at the beginning, unless I've got a good reason not to. And it's a nice simple way to loop. Oh, it's all static, that's right. Tonight I finished the Handz. Tonight. For reals. Okay. Think about this. So I'm gonna have to use persistent audio to load all these. Hey, Kamikaze Toy, how you doing, man? How's your game going? The Galactica clone. It's not a clone. But it's in the dump pile. And you can choose to improve it, make it better, or you can just move on to the next project. Okay, so loading the clip. I'm still intrigued by one thing about the game as it was described to me, which is that the enemies wait to move until you move. If I got that correct, that type of game is right up my alley. Other people might think that's a shortcoming, like, oh, why don't you make like a real action game? But okay. But for me, that like can transform it into a strategy or puzzle game, which is quite interesting to me. Yeah, sure. Do you want me to try it on the stream or off stream? Either way, I can do it. I'll do it on stream if you want. I think I want to do it. I want to do it on the stream. If we can get into it without, a major sidetrack. Okay. All right. I got all gung ho at the beginning of the stream, like, oh, gotta get everything done, gotta do it. But you know what? This could be a special moment too, and I don't want to cheat myself of it. Okay. 2 keyboards for you and a friend. Play by yourself, play with a friend. Either way, you have 2 spaceships. Oh, okay. Okay, A, D, F for one of the ships. Left to right space for the other. Got my fingers going. Ready to... Okay. Oh man, they keep going. Wait a minute. Okay, so that guy's gone. Okay, let's see. Full screen, it may screw things up. Okay, restart. So if I go A, so, okay, I can stop it. Huh. I think I'm like got the wrong key for the. So what was it? A, S, D, and now I can't see your chat window because okay. I can see your chat window again. So don't make me go back to full screen. What are the keys for shooting with the left guy? I mean, don't make me go back to small screen, because I can move him left and right, but. Oh, that's cool. He moves the other guy. Oh, I died. Okay. Okay, I gotta just win this one time. An extra difficulty thing is the enemies going off the screen, and me going off the screen too. Like the game is not bounded by the monitor. I think you're too hard on yourself. It is kind of fun. There's bugs in it, of course. The music reaches a level of comedy, if we're honest. So you have succeeded with the music without trying to, perhaps. Unless this was like something you really poured your heart into with the music. Then in which case I'd say don't be a musician. Do something else. And I'm sorry to be harsh. But if you can treat it as something kind of silly, the music is very funny to me. Oh, there's different kinds of enemies. Now I'm controlling like the shooting of one of the top enemies. The stuff is getting more crazy. This is like getting way out of control. So I'm controlling like 7 people shooting, and my controls are reversed. And I have no idea anymore, like which ones are me and which ones are the enemies. I think we're all the same person now. We're all the same person. Dude. You created a masterpiece. It's ridiculous, man. It's like, it entertains me in like how silly it is. Like, you could almost go the opposite direction and just make like a game that was like intentionally bad, and it would be entertaining. This might break your heart. I don't want to, but there's something there. There's something there that's kind of silly, and it might not have been what you intended. But it's sort of like watching like a camp movie, something like that. Anyways, I'm saying there's something there. It's not horrible. Particularly like if you take the ridiculousness. I don't know if it was intentional to have like all the spaceships suddenly you controlling all of their firing, but that's hilarious. Like if there was some maybe a little more rhyme or reason to that, it might just be a bug, but it's an entertaining bug if it is. Okay. Let me get back to this. All right. So I need to load the clips. These functions are all going to be coroutines. And then I have this set up so it's only going to load one clip at a time, and remember one. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, so I think we'll do this private enumerator. So I want to get all of the WAV files basically. So I think I've got some code here I could just kind of reuse. No, well, yeah. Yeah, this kind of thing. Okay. Let's see, did I get that directory structure right? Waves, yeah. Little clips, get wave path. Okay. Then I want to do something like this. It's for each one of the files that's there. So I say oh, you're talking about the, what was that? I don't know. Were you, what was the dot dot? I didn't get that. String file path. I think somebody told me a tip like that. It's like for, no, yeah, it's for, yeah. Anyways, I thought you might have been hinting at like there's like an autocomplete type feature for the for loop. I've tried it before and like it's kind of slick, but I don't really like it. So I like to sort of think through all my conditions as I type out the for loop. File path equals. Alright. Then I want to see if I'm using like this other load clip thing anyplace else, because if I'm not, I can simplify this class quite a bit and make it just be all for loading all of my WAV files at one time. That'd be simpler. I like less code. So let me check. Nope, not using it for anything yet, so I can make audio clip be that, and audio source. When I use audio, am I using audio source? Not really. I don't need it. Don't need this. Change this to our clips loaded. stuff I don't need. It's gonna help me. It's gonna help me. Just delete. Load all the clips. So once I have a list of all the files, then I can initialize my array of audio clips. Private audio. Audio clips I is going to equal that. So at the end of it all, let's say are clips loaded? Yeah, they are. In case this gets called more than one time. I don't think it should be, but it's okay. I can make it so it can run more than one time. I'll say it's false at this point. They're not loaded. Load clips. Suppose maybe I'll just make this go like that. I'm trying too hard. Trying too hard to like make this some kind of reusable thing. Don't need to. Clips, tab path. Okay, so that should load the clips. I do need something that sets the singleton. So cool. That should load the clips. Okay, so going back to the clip navigator. Oh, I also need some way to access all those clips. So I wanted to say, instead of this R clips loaded, I'll just do just return the audio clips. Get. Okay. I can make this even simpler. Make it even simpler. So let's just do this public, even private. Come on, you stupid IDE. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. So actually, if they're already loaded, just return them. If audio clips not equal null, or we'll say if it's null, let's try to load them. And then at the end, we'll just return whatever we've got, which could just be could be null. Meaning I'll allow this to be null. Yeah, okay, simple. Audio clips equals get. Targets. If not loaded. Okay. And this simplifies quite a bit. Might as well simplify it. Audio clips. Use the coalescing. I think I got the syntax on that right. Arguably I shouldn't use this because it's a little bit harder for me to look at and understand what it's doing, but it is short. So I think what it does, if audio clips is not null, it's going to return audio clips. Otherwise, it'll get singleton object, and from that, it will try to get previously loaded audio clips. They may not be available yet, in which case this would return null, and that's okay. The whole function would just return null. So get singleton, load clips here. And I'm just going to remind myself, returns null if not loaded yet. Start loading. It's an asynchronous operation. Okay, so this changes to This is the kind of code that if you wrote it, it's really easy to understand it, and if you didn't write it, somebody else will have to spend a lot of time looking at it, figuring it out. This makes sense to me because it's a convention I often use. I don't know. So this little thing right here will probably just be easier on my eyes. Okay, so that's probably pretty close to working. I think I'll do one more. It just returns the current audio clip. Okay, so then, now I've got the clip navigator, I've got to hook it into the wave controller. And alright, the tough part of this might be that I can no longer start this logic with a wave file loaded. So I may need to add some state to this. In fact, I'm pretty sure I will need to add some state to this. So let's say, where is my awake? Here it is. Let's move it closer to that other code. So I can just see it all together at one time. So let me say this is going to start the wave files loading. Clip, navigator, load all. Check my work messages real quick, make sure I'm not missing something important. Okay. So I'll load everything there, but I'm not really initialized yet. So I'm going to take that out because I'm waiting for the asynchronous loading to complete with all of this. Why don't I just say in here, if I'm not initialized, just return. And here, say, if I'm not initialized, is initialized equals update. Let's see. Check initialization complete. Check for initialization complete. Okay. And then if not, if I'm still not initialized, return without doing anything else. Not strictly necessary to return here yet, but it just feels like a nice safeguard in case I add some code down here later that's dependent. So then I need to create this this new function I just dreamed up. I kind of don't like using the clip navigator to initiate all the loading. I think I'm going to move that to persistent audio, and then I'll have a separation of concerns. Load. Come on. Get singleton. Load. Come on. Get singleton. Load clips. There we go. Okay. Is initialized equals I suppose I could be more elegant here too. Anyways, just to start it out, let's see. Get. Because I do want. What? Oh, okay. There. Okay, that's fine. That. Close. This. Power clips loaded. No, don't set it. Just return it. Okay. That. Let's not get the singleton every single time. Let's just store that. Although there's another like order of operations thing there. No, by the time any code in here gets called, it's gonna they'll both be initialized. Okay. So that's fine. Private. So as long as I call this inside of lifecycle events, persistent audio will have been initialized by then. So inside of awake, we'll set persistent audio. It's a little less clunky. Okay, so now let me think through this. So at awake, is initialized will be false. It's going to start the clips loading. I did remove the need for loading from here, so I can delete that. Okay, so that should be fine. Okay, so then, okay, it starts loading the clips. When it tries to draw the screen, it's not initialized yet, nothing's loaded yet, does nothing. Just empty. Okay, after the WAV file's finished loading, it's going to check, it's going to update this to be true. And at that point, OnGUI is going to work. And OnGUI will have chunks, it'll have wave audio, well, anyways. This cannot happen yet. This cannot happen until after all the audio has finished loading. So let me make this continue initialization, because it's actually doing some work inside of here now. So if not, clip's loaded, just return false. We can't finish yet. Otherwise, let's generate the animation. Return true. Okay. Alright, so then I need the audio clip that it acts upon to come from not the public method or not the public property, but instead, and this should create a syntax error, but instead, where's my syntax error? The persistent audio, or the clip navigator to be more specific. There's my error. Okay, so on GUI, let's call this do I want a singleton for clip navigator? I don't need it because it's all static already. Clip navigator current length. Okay. Audio clip comes from that fixes that. What else? Play clip from. Okay. Clip. Nope. Alright, let's see what breaks if I build it. Alright, it builds okay. Spaced out for a moment there. Okay, so I've got a nagging feeling of there being bugs I forgot about or something important I forgot about, but since I don't really know what it is, I think the best thing to do is I'll set breakpoints at the top level callers of the new code and just try it from there. So awake and update and let me, oh, it's already broke. Okay, cool. Let's see, do I have it? No singleton. No singleton. Oh. Well, okay. Let me think, where did I screw up there? I screwed up because there's no... Because persistent audio is not part of any game object. Now, does it need to be? I think it does. It needs to be for the multi-threading stuff. So let me just add that into... that'll fail. That'll fail. Okay. Come on, play. Let me just add persistent audio into this game object I've got. I'm going to rename it too. I don't like its name. It's called main. Come on. Hate seeing that stupid spinning when I barely asked to do anything. Okay, so it was persistent audio. Let's save. Okay. Try it again. Play. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, it won't run right away, so I better set a breakpoint inside of here. So this is good. I'm calling our clips loaded before anything's loaded yet, which is a good test. It should be false. What? They're already loaded? I think the debugger skipped over some code for me. When I set that extra breakpoint, it's got a habit of doing that. Well, let me take a look at the actual array. It's set to 0. Okay, I missed the call into here. Why would it be true? Maybe it didn't find any files inside of this directory, but I won't know until I actually see that execution path. This might cause some trouble because the audio clip that will be returned is not right. I think I can expand the definition of our clips loaded usefully to return false if there's no clips in the directory. No, because that's really a third state. That's a third state, which implies that you can try back again and maybe it will be loaded. Alright, so let me just add, just stop. Shut up. Stop. The problem with having editor code is pretty much have to remove all the breakpoints at certain times to get it to stop breaking on me. Let's add another one here. Public and get clip account. Okay. So let me see if I get a better initialization with that. Oh yeah, there is one mystery to solve. Let me double check. Do I have anything in the waves file? I do. I've got a whole bunch of stuff here, so it should load that. Just like it loads gestures. Might as well create another folder I know I need here later called Handz. Okay. Yeah, that's the old code. Haven't gotten an update here yet. Jeez, this is bad. Alright, turn off all the breakpoints. Stop the debugger. Because it's quite out of sync with reality. And start debugging. Okay, one breakpoint here, one breakpoint here, and play. See, I don't know why it's going to update first. I don't like that. I hit play, it's like it ignored awake. Something's off. Okay, at least it's running on the new code now. So that apparently they are loaded. Length is going to be 0. Let's go up here. Play. Now I get awake. Okay. Well, this might be it. the update might have been for the editor mode. Awake may be for play mode. In which case, I might be seeing something more interesting. Okay, are clips loaded? Good. False. Good. Okay, cool. Dir info. File info. Okay, so you're saying I got nothing. What's my path? God Killer Handz waves. Oh, you know what? I just, this is all it is. Okay. Fine. But I'm actually testing something else here. Suppose that there were no files in the directory. How does the app behave? Does it throw errors? It should just say not initialized and return. Should be no errors. Working as expected. Console log is clean. No GUI is displayed. I disabled it. So that is as it should be. So a nice thing is that by introducing a bug, I accidentally tested a certain use case. Files? Not yet. I still need to get it to compile. I assume that's the reason. Oh, let me check that. Clip Navigator audio clips is never assigned to. It will always have its default value be null. A lot of those warnings like that are really good. Caught many bugs that way. Clip Navigator audio clips. So maybe I got too tricky here. Maybe I did not understand the operator very well. So I'll write it out the long way. If audio clips equals null, so that was probably a good thing to fix. Let's have, yep, cool. Now I've got an array of 6 audio clips, and see what the file path looks like. Good. And then I don't know if it's gonna come back. I don't know how these things work in the debugger, these yields. Don't know how that works. Okay, looks like there's some kind of error. do that. So when it gets to here, the audio clip array should be initialized. This is where the execution had progressed to, a little further than here when I saw that error. So probably this code that I've got here there isn't like a good way to step through it. What I'll do instead is see if these look valid. They do. Alright, so let me step through here. Should be true. Oh, I got these reversed. Okay, cool. Easy bug to fix. Okay. Easy, easy, easy. Getting there, getting there. I think I've got a lot of the hard stuff done here. Let me save all. Play. Ooh, there's the GUI that came back. It's weird. So these buttons, they will not run in the editor, but a lot of other code does. Including like loading in the first clip. Which, that's okay. That's okay. I kind of like that behavior. So load in the first clip.
The delta is presented with not one, but two.
What? I was doing good and now I'm not doing good? What is this about? So no audio clip contains no data. So you're saying I do have an audio clip but it's got no data in it? I don't like that. What am I looking at here? I'm gonna play one more time. What? Well, it worked once in the editor. I don't understand. This is a case where the audio clip is not null, but get data fails, which is something I've not heard of. Just so that I can rule out editors happening in the editor, I think I'm just going to say don't initialize this thing when it's just in the editor. Seems to cause me trouble. So let's say if application. Well, another thing I could do is just simply take out the always execute at the top, which served me well for a while, but I think I don't need it now. It should be the equivalent of checking for application is playing. Man, this file I let get too large. But I'm almost done with this tool, so I don't feel like doing any refactoring. Okay. You clear and rebuild. Okay. So that will shut up errors in the editor, which might have some weird state that I don't know about. Question is, do I still get that error in play mode? Okay, I did not get that. At least not that time. So hit play.
The Delta is presented with not one, but two impossible puzzles, and so is doubly confounded.
Okay. That worked. That loaded from persistent audio. I think all the other clips are there waiting for me. Now I need to write the transition code for when I click on these guys, it'll switch to a different audio clip and load that in. Oh, hey, Kamikaze Toy, I just saw your latest comment. What is the purpose of the hands? So there's a character in the game. His name is God, and he's represented by two floating hands. He's the main antagonist against the main player. And so when we get to the game engine, you'll see there's already these two hands. They float around. Right now they don't have any gestures to them when the character talks. And this tool that I'm working in now associates the animations along with the audio that you hear. They're a character in the game. They look just like what you see, two floating hands. Yeah, I think it's gonna look good. Let's see. So then, Prev clip and next code. There it is. Okay. Let's say if that. Pro clip and So what did I say down below was I think I just had to run it's got to call one more function. Yeah. I think that's it. I think I just got to call that. Oh, I'll take out the static. Oh, come on. Now what? Now what? Why would you suddenly be complaining about that? If clips equals null, return null. Otherwise, audio clips, selected clip now. What is getting called? What is getting called? It's the call stack. On GUI. Go to next clip was called? Why was it called? I didn't click on it. I didn't click on it. Oh. Jesus. Got sloppy. That's why I got called. Okay.
The delta is present.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, the delta may choose to be.
Works.
Here, the delta is ensnared by one of the classic speed potion traps.
Okay.
Golem Rebel. Gives the delta a pickaxe, 8 pleasure pits. M. You are.
Okay, it didn't loop around, so my code for doing that is not quite working. Clip navigator. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to be too concise. Okay, let's do selected clip now. Okay. Yeah, this is really sloppy, actually. Okay. If clips equals null, return. And then I'm just going to make this a void. We'll change this to go next. Go prev. And then I'll just make it be clips. It's a little cleaner. And this should also be clips. Okay. Okay, show me the better syntax. Null propagation. It's one of these things where, sure, it's terser, but I'm not familiar enough with that operator that when I read that, I really quickly know what it means. But I'm going to keep it. I'm going to try to learn. So this operator means that if clips is null, it's going to return null. Otherwise, if clips is not null, it's going to evaluate the next part and return the array element of clips. And that's fine. Okay. So then let's change this to go next. Go pro. Oh, come on. I'm gonna try Prev first. Did not loop. Come on. Come on. What? This is where I get impatient and I start making mistakes, just kind of almost out of arrogance. So, selected clip. If I subtract it and I do a percent, I think it'll do like a -1. Let me just try that. Getting too clever, maybe. So -1% 4. Yeah, okay. That's the problem. Alright, enough with my modulo. I don't have to do the friggin' modulo operator. I don't have to be that clever. Let's say if loop it, and then opposite direction. It's a lot easier to read too. Easy to see the logic. Okay. Let's say -1, not 0. Okay, and then we try it again. Go. There we go.
The Delva is presented with not one. Yeah, the Delva may choose to be armed or disarmed.
I noticed one thing. If I'm playing,
Yeah, the Delva may choose to be
I click
armed
next.
or disarmed.
It changes the animation mid-wave, so I need to stop it playing if I'm going to click on those buttons. So go back to the wave controller and we'll say if audio's, do I already have something in here for that? Stop. Let's just do that. Stop. What does it actually do? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so if I hit play,
The Delta is presented.
stops. As it should. Play,
Yeah, the Delta.
stops. Cool. Alright, so I've completed the first of the 2 major tasks in my Mr. Meeseeks challenge. For me to have a hot girl summer, I need to do another thing. I should say there's 2 more things I need to do. Second thing is saving and loading the hand gesture or the hand animations into a Handz file. Third thing is moving this code over into the main game and hooking it up so it plays back the animation. So moving on to loading and saving. So let me think about that. Where do I want to control that? So I have my navigation to go between clips here. Think about how I want to lay this out. Okay, so first option, clip navigator, also loads Handz files. Accessors for getting current Handz. Yeah. I kind of don't like that way. It seems inelegant. Number 2, clip navigator returns current Handz file name that is based upon wave clip. Wave controller, which is a bad name for a class. It's wave controller responsible for loading and saving. Kinda. I think I also want a Handz file util, much like I have a gestures file util. Handz file util is load and save. Utility methods. Top level controller. I think this is the way to do it right here. So that's not too hard. In fact, I'll put the sort of the doesn't need to do that. Does not need that. It already returns the audio clip. The audio clip, I believe, has a file name associated with it. And I believe pass file name from audio clip to designate path. So my idea is that if there's a WAV file in the waves directory called God says hi.wav, there'll be a corresponding Handz file In the Handz directory, it calls God Says Hi Handz. And this will contain all the animation that goes with that WAV file. I think that's the way to do it. So let me start Handz file util. Cool thing is that my Handz file format is the same as this other file, is the same as a gesture file. What am I saying? I already have serialization working for my animation, so there's already code I can reuse for like loading and saving. I just need to write a little bit of glue code. Handz file util. I think I also wanted to add a little more information to it beyond that. Okay. Let me take all this junk out and move its base over to here. These are just my sort of design thoughts. I don't know if I can live with the name of this, but Handz-imation? Handz-imation? Handz-imation. Be like gesture. Animation. And then string gesture codes, and that would be the serializable thing. Okay. I hate this word. I hate this word really badly. So let's just call this. Call it Handz. That'll be good. Okay, so Handz file util. What does it need to do? It needs to have some stuff like this. And let's just get that. And then what else did I do in here? I did save and I passed in the gesture. I did load. Exists would be useful. I don't need to load all gestures, so let me just copy over this stuff which has got to be pretty close to what I want to do over here. Alright. So I'll just write a quick function here that strips the extension off of a file name. I almost forget. Yeah. Okay, so that. Turn. If it's -1, that means it didn't find a period. In that case, just return the file name unchanged. Otherwise, return the first part of the file name. Yeah, like a so. Now this will be Handz. Must create my Handz structure. String name. Oh, come on. These are both serializable already. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So that works. Close that. Oh, okay. Suppose I could have done it that way. Why don't I just make this public? Another thing I can do to make this a little simpler is I can do this a little stripping off of the extension here. And then, yep, okay, cool. So that's a lot right there. Let me go back to the wave controller and add in the logic. For loading and saving Handz files. So let's do go stop. Whenever I navigate away, I always save. Handz, file util, save. Okay. I think instead of just okay, I'll do this. Save Handz. Just encapsulate all of that. Okay, so here I'll create a new Handz, which is my save file structure basically. And it's a new Handz. The animation equals Handz animation, and gesture codes equals codes. Okay. That's not the right thing. That's like the name of the object, not the file. So let me see what else is in here. Oh, maybe I don't have it. Oh, fair enough. There's no reason for that data structure to retain the name of the file inside of it. Okay. So that means I'm going to have to store the file name along with the clip. Current file name. Straight. Or I'll even simplify it a little bit. I'll say current name. Okay. I'll go write that in a moment. But then for saving it, it's going to be Handz file util save Handz name, like that. I think this is hiding something, so we'll call this clip name. Clip name. Okay, so that should save. Save Handz, and then there's another one. Load Handz. Handz equals Handz file util load clip name. Okay. Here. Oops. Okay, so here I want to overwrite Handz animation from here. Then I want to overwrite the codes from there as well. And then I'm wondering if I need to do anything with setting up the UE. I don't think I do. No, I do. There's the chunks as well. Well, okay. So one thing is, these keyframes, they're generated by my code that loads in the wave, whereas these codes files kind of, yeah, okay. So I think I can ignore that because it's going to be generated anyways. But the codes I do want to retain. Okay, so if that's right, let me do load Handz after we navigate. There. And then on this one we want to pass in the codes, because I know the codes, they're not going to come from the they're not going to get initialized fresh from the wave audio. They're coming from the file that I loaded. But you know what? Not every time does an audio file have a Handz file associated with it. So I also need to handle the case where there is no Handz file. So I'll say if not, no, if not Handz file util this clip name turn false. Otherwise, we're going to load it, we're going to return true, and then this code down here, you know, I could even make it a little bit simpler, because the only thing I really need from the Handz file is the codes. So I'll say load codes from Handz. And I'll return null if I don't got it. Otherwise, I'm going to return that. Okay, that lets me say that So then if I'm successful in loading the codes, I'll use them for setting up the animation. If not, I'll pass in null, which will cause the codes to be initialized based on the wave audio. So, like I so. Okay, now I just gotta do this current name thing. Save that. Oh, not there. Clip navigator. That's what it was. Okay, so I want a symmetrical array of say okay, now I have two things to get from here. Ah, it's irritating. Well, I know a way I could do it. I could just refactor the code for getting all the names of the files into here. I don't know if that's better though. What I really want to do, I think, is return is to return audio, the names of the clips too. So those can be loaded by persistent audio. I'll just need another access method. Okay, so I'll say, let's make this get clips. Let's make this clip names equal. Clips, get clip names. Okay, I think that works. So then let's go here, change get to get clips. Another thing I can do is I can get all the names of the clips before I start all that background loading. So here I can do let's do clip names equals get clip names profile photo. Boom, boom. There. Now, finally. Oh, alright, phone on. Name of the file. I feel like I want to take off the extension here. So let me see if I can do. There's probably already an existing function that does this. Let me ignore that probability, however. And I wrote this code just a moment ago. It's here. Just delete this, since it's more general purpose. Alright. Got that. Then I know right now I'm gonna have to roll back on part of my Mr. Meeseeks here. So the part where I said that I'm going to load all this stuff into the game, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that tonight. I will have been able to say I completed the editor if I can get save and load. So I don't mind going back a little bit, because it'll still be true that I will finish the editor, the hand editor tonight. I'm saying that as my new session goal, and that is already going to be very challenging, but I still think I can do it. Extension pause equals negative blah blah blah. I can feel myself getting tired, and that's when I screw up. Username equals util move. No, I don't even have to do that, because I know that it's just gonna put in something without an extension. Okay, so that should all be good. Persistent audio. Okay, get clip names and file equals file util. Oh, come on. File util. There we go. That. And at the end, we just return it. Okay, so that's going to return all of the names of the clips. Okay, so I'll set that right there. Get clips. Clip names. for consistency, I'll wait for the clips to be loaded before returning the clip names. Back to the controller. Okay, so then I need to go to the clip navigator. Let's call this current clip, or no, I'll do that. Current clip, and then we'll do a public statement. String current name. Oh, I'm saying the clip name's here. To separate this out. Yeah, got that getting tired, getting sloppy feeling. There's no pushing through that either. I'm still on track. It's a wave controller. I need something else. What else do I need? It needs to initially load. Needs to initially load the codes. So in my initialize, let's say use codes equals load codes from Handz. Let's call it with use codes. Okay, so I want to see if this will set the codes value to. Yeah, it will. So down here it's going to set the object codes. So it'll store that. That's fine. Now there's a lot of new code here. I would be so lucky if it worked the first time. Be so unbelievably lucky. Okay. So there's a new count of warnings that I saw. It's just these conflicts. Those are pretty much always benign and go away. But I'll try rebuilding, see if that matters. Stop. Yeah, it really does pretty much always go away. Yeah, I'm just not going to worry about that. Okay, start debugging. And then the places where I want to put breakpoints. The initial load, awake, right here. I want to see that. And then where else? On the go prev and go next. That should be pretty interesting. Let's do go next. Q. Cool. So I expect clip name to be some long string. Yep. I expect the Handz file to not exist because I haven't saved it yet. Yep. Okay, so far so good. Alright, so now I'm going to save. Well, I want to make something to save. So let me put one new thing here. Put the bird animation right at the beginning.
The Delta is present.
Okay, so then when I go to next, should save it. Stop. Save Handz. Handz. Q. Okay, let's see. Clip name would be that same one. Now we're going to save it. Nice. 3K file. Full of actual data. Good deal. Let's see how this does. File path. What's the name? Good. Good. Success. It's saved. Go to the next. Use codes will be null. Yes. Okay. Then I'm going to set this on prev as well. And then play. Okay. So I think it moved on to the next clip. And let me put a couple more things in here. And then I'll do prev. I'll see what happens. Marker 2. Save. Success. Also, I'm kind of curious. I'll go look at Get the file directory. Yep, I got 2 Handz files. Okay, go to Prev. Now here I expect it to actually succeed in loading the code, so I'm returning to the first Handz, or the first clip. So the clip name should be 1. Yep. Will it exist? I say it will. Yes, it does. Let's step in to watch it load. File path. Yes. Bytes. Yep. 3000. Let's see the Handz. There's the, oh, this is looking good. Gesture code B, then all the animation stuff. It occurs to me that I could consolidate this a little bit. I could put the events up in the Handz and chuck out the code and name below here. I think I will do that, but that's not real important, so let's keep going. I loaded the codes from the hand. Yes, they are showing. Bam. Let's see what it looks like. No, not you. You. Okay, there's the B there. There's the B.
The Delta is presented with not one, but 2 impossible puzzles.
Okay, so we got the next clip. I'll unbreak point these and just try it out. White box style. Okay, now I've got M and J loaded.
Yeah, the Delta may choose to be armed or disarmed.
Rev, B, next, M and J, working. Okay. This is a nice moment. I've got my working pipeline. I can just put in all the wave files once they're recorded in that directory that says waves, and just go through and create the animations and save them to Handz files. Those Handz files will get copied over to the main game to play, along with the wave files, and they'll be loaded, and the game will play those Handz. I'm going to leave that last bit that I explained there for mañana. I'll do a few more small, nice things to clean this up, to make this like a practical editing experience. I'm going to do 2 things. First one is I'll make Handz be just what it needs. So instead of a whole gesture, I'll do gesture events. Okay. And then it's out here. Let's say events. Handz animation events. That should save that. Now I have to delete the Handz files because they're based upon a different object for serialization and deserialization, or a different structured object that no longer exists. Okay, so I got that done. And another thing I realized is I'm really going to want to be able to see the file name on the screen as I work with it, so I'm going to add a little bit of GUI to show that. let's just do GUI label. Bam. And then I want the text. And then I can get from Clip Navigator current name. Okay, let's see if that does something good. Ooh. That might just fail to compile. Let's see. No, seemed to work. Play. Okay, worked first time. I mean, the positioning is a little bit off. It's good enough. It's good enough. So I go this way. File name changes. I could also stick it up here. That might be nicer, actually. That's where I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it up there. But I can just kind of go through, and I can see the file names change. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, let me put that. Okay, so then we'll go. So X element. So let's do screen width minus. I don't know. I already used something like this for the cheat. CY cheat row, CY cheat margin, and I said 20. Okay, fine. So let's say stop here. Good. That's better. Let me just put this in a rect. Like, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I could use a break. It would be a mistake to try to import all that stuff into the game right now with my current state. Might sound kind of whiny, but this isn't like going out for a jog. You can like honestly fuck things up by just trying too hard to do something complicated. So that's the last of my big gung-ho statements about staying up all night to put these things in. I know it's a terrible idea. It's just a really bad idea. Waste of time. I'll remember that. Draw a clip name. GUI. On GUI. Okay. Draw a clip name. See if that does it. Okay. There we go. There we go. Very nice little utility. Just so I have like one thing to begin with tomorrow, let me just go ahead and save one of these guys that's to my liking. So it starts off, I've done this a few times now, F for forward. U. M. You are special. Special starts in here. It is the magical gesture. And then, I say that to all my creatures. But truly, you are extra special. I have great plans for you, triumphant palms. By the way, clasp. How are you feeling? Generous palms. Generous up. Okay. Try it out.
M. You are special. I say that to all my creatures, but truly, you are extra special. I have great plans for you. By the way, how are you feeling?
Okay. I could also save it each time I play it. I kind of don't want to add a save button on here. Going to Prever next will save it. I don't know if it's a correct thing to... You know, it's so easy to make these hand animations quickly. I'm not going to worry too much about that. So do next. That saved it. Prev, come back. It's still there.
M. You are special. I say that to all my creatures, but truly, you are extra special. I have great plans for you. By the way, how are you feeling? M. You...
Okay, it's a hot girl summer for me. I'm the baddest bitch in the room. That's it right there. Calling it a session. I've satisfied my own standards for getting shit done. Time to stop. Time to relax. Thank you to Kamikaze Toy for joining me and turning me on to his wacky little game, which he may not have intended to be wacky, but it is wacky, whether he likes it or not. Anyways, bye. Stop the stream.